Cool, guys. Just for everyone else, to see we're 1 minute before 4. That's great. I'm going to ask everyone else just to keep muted. Obviously, Dave, you guys need to not be muted. And then if I can ask guys, if you can just raise your hands virtually if you've got questions for these two once we get there. So, and then I'll just call out whoever's next to ask the questions, so we can keep some.
We're just going to move just a small. We're just going to sit outside. It's a bit noisier inside. Okay.
Cool. Perfect.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Cool.
Just a bit noisy there.
Same backdrop outside, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Dave, if we can start with you. You guys have been in a bubble since Friday. How's that been, especially being basically at home in Cape Town? What's that been like? You've obviously been training at Newlands, so it's not like it's unfamiliar to you guys. What's the whole experience been like so far?
I think it's for the team, it's been good to be together. You've got a bit of time to chat through things, especially after the start of the Currie Cup. So you had 4 games that we can review, see where we are as a team. Also just obviously preparing for the Lions game, but also keeping an eye on where we are as a team and making sure that we progress. So in that sense, it was good. It's quite weird being on tour, or feels like a tour in your own city, but it's nice. It's to go out and train at Newlands every day. It's still a special stadium ground to work at, and it's nice, and the vibe and the energy in the group is still great. So it's been a good few days.
Cool. Ed, if you could just maybe talk about the spirit amongst the players. Obviously, it's a big deal getting to play the British and Irish Lions. So I mean, what's the vibe like in the squad at the moment?
Hello, we as players are very excited. Obviously, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So everyone's very excited, looking to put our best foot forward on Saturday.
Cool. All right, guys. As I say, if you can just raise your hands virtually for those of you who have questions for these two, we can go that way. Andrew.
Gents, it's Andrew McKenna from TalkSport Radio in the UK. Can I just start by asking you, obviously in the last 24 hours or so, Rassie Erasmus has put his hands up to try and get his South Africa A team to play against the Lions in place of you. How did the squad react when you heard that news?
Andrew, it's sort of out of our hands. It's always been sort of rumours and reports. Still in the back of our heads, we're preparing to play. We at a stage we weren't sure if it was going to be Wednesday or Saturday. So that stuff's quite above us. That's decisions made at the top level. But we just kept our heads down and made sure we prepare for a match on Saturday.
Is it definitely you playing against the Lions on Saturday? Because there's been no official announcement one way or the other.
You can probably ask Michael, but we're ready to run on Saturday. But it looks like we'll be playing, definitely.
Andrew, I think the plan was always to play the Stormers to play the Lions on Saturday, and no one's announced that's not happening. So at this stage, the game's on.
I like the use of the word "at this stage." What would it mean to take on the Lions in their final game before the Test series? Obviously, that game is normally such a significant game in the tour. It puts a lot of pressure on you guys, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's they'll probably the final prep before they hit the Test series. Looking at the teams that they selected against the SAA, there's a few big names that you can see might come in on Saturday against us. It's both like you say, it's an honour and it's a privilege, but definitely will be tested because they want to make sure that they get their final prep ready for the series. We're happy to step up and see if we can give them a good challenge.
Thank you.
All right, Stephen, next.
How's it, guys? Sorry to bring this up, but obviously the game against Griquas didn't go particularly well. And people will make the sum. You guys are now playing the Lions, which is about several steps up. I mean, what should give your fans comfort that you can step up and meet this challenge in a way where the other teams in South Africa have failed?
Like, Stephen, a week in rugby is quite a long time. If you go look at that performance against Griquas, again, we were sort of our own enemies. Conceding 17 penalties, you're never really going to create rhythm and get a opportunity to put a team like Griquas under pressure. So it's something we've worked hard on, and make sure that we knew what went wrong in that game, that we don't repeat that. British Lions is a different opposition. They're international players, and there's no weaknesses on the park. So it's 1 to 15. It's some of the best players in the world. So we definitely not under the illusion that it's just another game. It's a massive game for all of us, and especially guys like Edwall next to me. It's an opportunity for him to measure himself against the best in the world, and we're excited about that.
Cool, Stephen. Sabu, you had your hand up. I don't know if you still got a question.
Yeah, I did. It was similar to Andrew's, but I have another one for Edwell. Just having the influence of a guy like Juan de Jong, I'm sure you would have watched a lot of him in Western Province and Stormers colours. What has he been like since coming back from England? And what do you think he's going to contribute to keeping you guys composed against such opponents, which he's faced many times in his career, both provincially and internationally?
Personally, I've tried to spend as much time with Juan as possible. Obviously, he's a guy with wealth of experience and knowledge. So it's been great the last few days, the last week when he's been with us full time to kind of pick his brain about how we should go about the game on Saturday. And also off the field, he's a very funny guy. So, always a good vibe around Juan.
Cool. Craig Lewis, you had a question?
Thanks, Mark. Just guys, I was wondering how stringent your bubble has been. I believe you've been in quite a hard bubble since Thursday, and just with the outbreaks that we've seen in the Buck camp, the Bulls camp, has it been different to what you've experienced before? Just how strict has it been, and any concerns ahead of the weekend? I believe the Bulls might be coming to Cape Town and possibly even staying in the same hotel.
Okay, good. It's been quite a very strict bubble. We've been testing every single day. From the hotel, we go straight into a bus and straight into Newlands. We haven't come in contact with any people from the public. Even the staff that's in the hotel is also getting tested. They're staying in at the moment. So in terms of what we've been used to and before, this is quite strict, and everyone's been disciplined. The players also don't hang around in each other's rooms. So if there's maybe a positive that we have close contact, so we even cut our meetings. We do virtual meetings. So we really want to see that this match happens, and whatever we can do that's in our control, we'll do that.
Cool. Mark, you next.
Thanks, Mike. Can I ask you guys, you obviously watched the games against the two games against the Sharks and the game against the Lions in Joburg. What were you able to take out of those games that will help your cause, do you think, on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously, like Dave said, the British and Irish Lions is a quality side from 1 to 50, 1 to 23, and some of the best players in the world. So obviously we know the game is going to be tough on Saturday, but we're up for the challenge. And obviously, also back on the Griquas point, it was a very frustrating game, but we've worked hard this week, and we're looking to put our best foot forward on Saturday.
And Mark, that question you asked, I mean, it's a test and it's an international team, so you can't allow them breathing space. So if you make one small mistake or one error, they'll definitely punish you. So we need to be sharp in all aspects. If it's line out scrums, defensively, even ball in hand. If they showed against the Sharks that if you concede turnover, they're dangerous. So, and they actually got threats around the park. If they don't play one style of rugby, they can go through the middle. They can find kick spacing behind you. So, well-rounded team with a lot of options that they put on the table. So, it's going to be quite a good game.
All right, Dylan's next.
Thanks, Mark. Just a question for Edwell. Edwell, what would it mean for you personally to face the British and Irish Lions if you are picked to come up against them, just in the context of your Stormers career so far and how you've had to really fight to get a place in that starting lineup?
Yeah, obviously, personally, I'm very excited. I remember the last time the Lions were here, I think I was in grade 8 to grade 9, maybe grade 7. So obviously it's a massive opportunity. Yeah, just looking forward, trying to keep building momentum. And obviously with the quality of wings we have in the squad, we keep pushing each other. So I'm trying to keep improving day to day. And yeah, hopefully if I'm selected on Saturday, I can put in a good performance.
Cool. Stephen again?
Thanks, Mike. Darby, are you getting any guys back from injury to strengthen the side?
No, it's just no one extra is coming in. It's just John de Jong. That's yeah, he's been training with us now for 2 weeks, so he should be up for selection. But yeah, no one's coming back from injury.
Cool. We got Mark again. Mark, listen.
Apologies, Mike. I didn't take my virtual hand down.
You didn't put your hand down, right? Okay. Nathan. Nathan, have you got a question? Or you maybe not on mute, Nathan?
Yes, I've got a question for, I sorry I joined a bit late. I've got a question for Darby Stayman. Darby, obviously you've seen that the Lions obviously gave the domestic side quite a big score. But what would the mentality be going to Saturday's game, knowing behind that mentality of the other teams losing more than 50 points?
Yeah, I think, Nathan, our approach won't be to almost, like you say, look at the scoreboard or see what we can do about the scoreboard. I mean, it's going to come down to every single moment in the game, and be really switch on. So if we're going down in a scrum, we need to make sure it's a good scrum. We have to defend well or attack well from that set piece. So, yeah, the plan is not to see what the scoreboard is going to look like at the end or what we can do about it. It's you have to be sort of present in every single moment and make sure you either put pressure on them defensively or with the ball. So yeah, that's our focus and our mindset. I mean, at the end we'll probably have a look at where we are in the game.
Cool. Sabu, you got another question?
Yes, please. Another one for Edward. The wingers have been a very prominent feature for the Lions in these last few games. We saw what Duan van der Merwe has done, Josh Adams, especially from fullback and wing. Yourself, what would you take from those performances? I mean, some of the guys put up quite courageous performances. Your Werner Cox, Takir Abrahams in his mismatch against Duan van der Merwe tried to, at least stand his own, have the ball and attack as well. How will you be approaching that game? And have you noted the size differences as well in some of those Lions boys?
You have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, the British and Irish Lions wings have all been top notch. Personally for me, I feel like I'm way different than any other wings in that I've played before. So for me personally, I want to focus on my own game, not worrying about the size of the other wingers or any of the things that I can't control. I can only focus on my own game. And then I've played against Duan a couple of times during the Varsity Cup. Obviously, he's a whole other player now. But I look forward to the matchup on Saturday.
Cool. Andrew, you got another question?
Yeah, Darby, just on a coaching point, the Lions wide out back three players have scored a lot of tries, but there's a feeling that maybe they've been given far too much space, and actually, in terms of the quality of tries, they've been kind of running it in. Do you agree with that? Do you think you actually have to really get far more in their face to properly test them?
Yeah, no, definitely, Andrew. It's a great point. I think also, especially where they played now, if you look at Loftus and Ellis Park, it's tend to be quite quick games up there, So if you can't slow the breakdown down, or if you give them momentum with their forwards, which the Lions can do, then obviously the outside backs are going to have more space. So, and then a guy like Duan and those guys will be very, very dangerous. But I think the Sharks showed it a little bit in that first half of the second game, that if you get in between them and if you don't allow them space, you can put them under pressure. But give those guys time and space. Like I said, they're going to make it look easy.
I appreciate this isn't your area of expertise, but there has been some talk that maybe that the Lions scrum isn't as strong maybe on this tour, or at least it hasn't been so far. Is that an area that you've identified that maybe you can attack?
Yeah, well, we pride ourselves on our scrums. You know, I think yeah, we've got Stephen Kitsoff and Franz Malarabe and Bongi that's from this region. So so the next guys in line will be backing down in a scrum for us, and they've been scrumming against those Oaks for about 7 months. You know, the past year. So in terms of the prep they've been giving, it's been great. The line scrum, I think, like you say, it's they've had a bit of a tough time against the Sharks, where the Sharks actually do have a good scrum, but I'm sure they'll be working hard on it and make sure that they, like you said, they have to get it right before the last game before the first test.
Cool. All right, guys, are we done? Are there any other questions? Adnan, I see you there. You normally like to end things off. You happy?
Mark, I'll grab one more for Adnan.
Yes, great. Okay, yeah.
Just one for Edwill. I was just wondering, and from your side, when you cast an eye to the Springbok team and you see guys like Roscoe Speckman, obviously Ches and Colby's done so amazingly on the test stage for the last couple of years. How much kind of belief does that give you, just in terms of the way, obviously they being viewed, those guys with the X factor and speed, in terms of giving you hope of maybe one day representing the Boks?
My ultimate goal is playing at a higher level, playing for the Springboks. So, for me personally, I just trying to improve day to day. Obviously, Jason and Speckies are amazing players. So, hopefully if I keep working hard and keep my head down, I can get the call up one day.
Nice one. Thanks so much, guys. Good luck with training tomorrow. And the rest of you will catch you on Thursday for the team announcement. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mikey.
Cheers,
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.